don't you forget that you're headed to more, but you settle for less. Don't buy the lie, it's as good as it gets. The same feet that left you lost and alone are the very same feet that'll bring you back home. Wherever you are, whatever you did, it's a page in your book, but it isn't the end. Your father will meet you with arms open wide. This is where your heart belongs. Come running like a prodigal. Come running like a prodigal.
Alright, y'all have to excuse my stupid birds outside. That's them guineas. They love to make racket. Okay, but I got my board cut to size. I'm going to use a seal coat on it today. I have been using a different product, a different name brand for the seal coat, but I used my magic resin for my 2-inch and 4-inch, and it has done me well, so I got some of that. And my other stuff I was using worked great for repairing cracks in bowls, and that's what I used it for. But when I started doing these seal coats and these top coats, it wasn't, it didn't harden up like I wanted it to. So we're going to use this magic resin for a seal coat, and it says when you do a seal coat, you need to go ahead and put your final coat on top of it between 4 and 10 hours after you do the seal coat. So that way, I guess it's kind of tacky, allow the others to adhere. If you wait till past 24 hours or past the 10 hours, you need to wait a full day and then do a light sanding to give it something to stick to. So 10 o'clock in the morning now, so I can go ahead and do it now, and I can come back this afternoon and I can do a final pour. So that's what I'm planning on doing. But I got my stoner mold release sprayed inside of my mold. I got it sprayed on my Teflon hold down pieces, and I got everything ready. So I'll go ahead and mix it up and we'll put it on.
Since you felt peace in the valley you made, where you're not meant to be, where the shame throws shadows on you. But don't you forget that you're headed to more, but you settle for less. Don't buy the lie, it's as good as it gets. The same feet that left you lost and alone are the very same feet that'll bring you back home. Wherever you are, whatever you did, it's a page in your book, but it isn't the end. Your father will meet you with arms open wide. This is where your heart belongs. Come running like a prodigal. Come running like a prodigal. There will be nights when you hear whispers of a life you once knew. Don't let it linger, 'cause there's a grace that falls upon you. Don't you forget in the places you're...
Okay, now even though we have extra, I want to brush some on top of some of this that's soaked in. But I do not recommend just pouring the extra in there if you're going to put color on top of it, because you'll be able to tell the difference in the layers of it later on. So I got a little bit more here. I just dab these edges where it's soaked in a few places. And then I'll consider that just waste. And that'll go in the trash. Alright, we're getting ready to do our deep pour. I got my my magic resin. You get it's, if you look on the instructions, it's 2A to 1B. So I'll be doing 16 ounces of B, and then go all the way up to 16 of B. Then I'll add the 32 of A, which will give me a total of 48 ounces. I'm going to use some purple and lavender. That was kind of pretty popular, I noticed. So that's the color I'm going to use on this one. I'm going to do it real light. So I'm going to try and just do a little bit of each, just to give it a couple different colors in there. And then we'll do a light coat and see if we're going to have to do anything else. All right, let's get busy mixing.
He's very strong. Don't ever believe you don't deserve love. The same God that protects you when you're lost and alone is the very same God that is calling you home. Wherever you are, whatever you did, it's a page in your book, but it isn't the end. Your Father will meet you with arms open wide. This is where your heart belongs. Come running like a prodigal. Come running like a prodigal. Oh, let your life be made new. Oh, as you come into view, your Father's not waiting. No, he's running too. He's running straight to you. Wherever you are, whatever you did.
Okay, now if you'll notice, I did mix up a little bit more than the 48 ounces, because when I first poured out my single part mix, I poured too much, so I had to add a little extra in my other mix. So we are in here, and you can see it's going to bubble out some, because it's probably going underneath the board some in different areas. But this will be like this for between 6 and 8 hours. You can still swirl it around. If I swirl it around now, it ain't going to make much difference. All it's going to do is kind of settle back out. So I'm going to come back out here in about 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours, and I'll swirl it up real good, add some movement to it, and then we'll let it cure. Okay, I've been working around this for the last few days. I think we'll go ahead and take it out of the mold. It looks like everything's cured up well. I've really enjoyed this mold. It kind of demolds fairly easy. You can see on the back side, you just start bumping. And there she goes. Boy, that sinker Cypress is going to look good now. Yeah, it got curled up a little bit on that end, but that's okay. That's because if you look right there, if I would have had the board cut a little bit shorter, it would have fit all the way down in there, but that's why that picked up some. But I think we got enough on there we can trim her down right. Next time I'm going to have to make sure to allow for that bevel, get it all the way down in there, and I won't have that issue. But I believe this is going to work out just fine. Let's see how these work out. That worked good. That worked good. I'm getting better and better at this. I like this stuff. Alright, we'll see you out on the router sled and get her cleaned up.
to a whole nother beat, and they would see a light in you and me, maybe a remedy, some kind of relief, and they'd be like, ooh, ah, look at them go. What do they know that I don't know? Ooh, ah, every move we make, don't you know they can't help but see and say, there's something different, something different, and I gotta have it. I can't describe it, but I know that I need it. I don't know what it is, but I need a dose of it. Come on, come on, come on, can you feel it? There's something different. Yeah, we got that spark in our hearts. It's a break from the dark, so is our so real, so right. Maybe like, I think I need it in my life. Ooh, I'll stop and ask, what do you have that I don't have? Ooh, I would do it differently, but you know they can't help but say and see, there's something different, and I gotta have it. I can't describe it, but I know that I need it. I don't know what it is, but I need a dose of it. Come on, come on, come on, can you feel it? There's something different. I'ma tell you what it is. I'm about to tell you what it is. I'm about to tell you what it is. It's a love like you never known. It's a feeling like being home. It's always knowing that you're never alone. It's a shock to your sleeping soul. It's a love like you never know. It's a feeling like being home. It's always knowing that you're never alone. It's Jesus Christ and He's in my soul. There's something different, something different. Yeah! There's something different, and you gotta have it. You can't describe it, but I know that you need it. I know just what it is, and you need a dose of it. Come on, come on, come on, you can feel it. You need that something different. I'ma tell you what it is. I'ma tell you what it is. Jesus Christ is something different. Tell me that I won't. Tell me that I'm washed up. Tell me that I'm broke. They tell me that I don't have what it takes. Tell me that I'm crazy, hanging on by faith. Tell me I'm a lost cause, I'm a hopeless soul. Just stand back, watch my God do the impossible, the impossible. Everything is possible. With Him, everything is possible. It is possible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Breath of God, you bring life from death. With your word, all of time began. It's possible. The impossible. Everything is possible. Watch our God do the impossible. Some would say it's foolish, stepping on the waves. Some would say it's over when you're buried in a grave. We're calling all the dreamers with passion in their eyes, calling all believers out into the light. Even when it's hopeless, out of our control, just let go, watch our God do the impossible, the impossible. Everything is God speaks, the mountains move. The whole earth trembles with the truth. Though this life can leave us numb, His glory's breaking like the sun. When our hope is lost, when our strength is gone, He is rising up, we will overcome. The impossible, the impossible, everything is possible. With Him everything is possible, is possible. Everything is possible, everything is possible. Breath of God, you bring life from death. With your word all of time began. It's possible, the impossible, everything is possible. Watch my God do the impossible. When our hope is lost, when our strength is gone, He is rising up, He is rising up. When our hope is lost, when our strength is gone, we cannot give up, we cannot give up. When our hope is lost, when our strength is gone, He is rising up. Watch Him do the impossible.
Alright. Now I'm really liking this purple and this Cypress here. You can see it had a few bubbles come up. And maybe got a little close with my torch, but that's going to be the bottom side. It's weatherproofed or waterproofed. But I got a few drippy doos on this other side, and we're going to clean it up or by sanding it back even, then I will put a finish coat on it.
Life is a starting line, it can happen anytime. This is what you're made to do. Just let your heart believe, give into your wild dreams, live them like they're coming true. On your mark, oh. Ready, set, go. You've got to go for it, go for it. Show up and swing for the fence. Call your shot, give all you got left, and go for it. Just go for it. 'Cause there's no way to rewind. Time to lay it all on the line. Don't give up, don't give in. You've got to go for it. Eyes on the prize, no telling you now. You've got to go for it. No, we're not looking back. Find us on the fast track. Nothing's gonna stop us now. We'll make 'em wonder. Listen to the thunder when our feet hit the ground. Just go for it. Go for it. Show up and swing for the fence. Call your shot, give all you got left, and go for it. Just go for it. 'Cause there's no way to rewind. Time to lay it all on the line. Don't give up, don't give in. You've got to go for it. Eyes on the prize, no telling you now. You've got to go for it.
Now, after it sits up for a while and it runs down the side, you know you got the sides coated. Just take your fingers and run along that bottom edge, get you old throwaway towel, paper towel, something, and clean them off. And that'll help reduce your drips. Because you already have your tape down there to keep it from going back. So all you're doing is trying to keep it from dripping and minimizing the indication mark between your tape and your new acrylic. But usually I'll come over this now. I'll come back and I'll hit it in 15 or 30 minutes after everything settles, after I'm popping bubbles. And sometimes I got to put a little bit more on in a few minutes in different areas. But if you just monitor it back and forth for the first hour or two, you can get rid of a lot of that. And it'll make it, especially if you're doing a top coat, you don't want to sand anything back down, so that'll minimize having to sand anything. Go ahead and pop these little air bubbles showing. There'll be more pop up over time as it just sits here, and some of that sinks into the wood. But this sinker Cypress did not have as many bubbles as I thought it would. We'll just let that sit and come back when it gets after it gets done and hardens up, and check it out then. Alright, y'all, we got this sinker Cypress board done. And it is kind of translucent. It's hard to see in this camera. Maybe you can see there. But I believe in a lit kitchen or inside environment, you ought to be able to see that real good. We got the backside cleaned up. There is a little bead around there where my top coat joined in that tape. I don't know how to alleviate that when doing this epoxy coat tabletop. But to me, if you're using a board, you won't be seeing that unless you pick it up and wash in the bottom. But we got our tape on here. We got our center line mark. Got the Craig jig to match my pattern on my handles. You just put it on there, line it up. You just don't want to get your fingers underneath. But I gotta hold it up somehow. We'll get her like that. My fingers is out of the way. Now, if you are a first timer doing this and you go buy this jig here, you're gonna have to get you a drill bit if you don't have any there. It's a 3/16 drill bit. And that's the standard size for all of these drawer pulls and door pulls. Whenever you buy your jig, make sure you buy you a drill bit because it don't come in a package. And I chose the black handles for this one. I think these are going to work good. Now before I put this last one in, I'm going to show you something. Some of these come with standard screws for your like a 3/4 inch door, and some of them come with longer for up to longer, and you got to cut it to length. Now some of them have perforated in there, and you can just snip it off with some wire with some cutters. But if you have something like this and you want to cut it, if you have some wire strippers around your house, you'll notice they have these numbers here, and these are for cutting these screws. And this is a number 8 with a 32 thread, and you just screw it in there. You got to get the hole lined up. Once you get it screwed in there, however far you want it, and you can break it just like that. I'd take it a screwdriver and get it back out, but when you unscrew it back out, it straightens the threads. That way they can go back in. So anytime you want to cut one of them screws, these wire pliers, electrician's pliers, whatever you want to call them, they are. That's what them holes are there for. And then you can cut it to length, whatever length you want. Now on the bottom of these, you can get these little bumpers that goes on drawers and cabinet doors. All it is little rubber bumpers, self-adhesive. Pull it off, stick them on there, and then you won't be scarring the cabinets up, won't be scratching the bottom, and that gives it a little traction to any of your countertops or wherever you want to put it. And it's also clear. Kind of hide it some. And that'll keep you from setting it on top of your screws. And there you go. Now how do y'all like that? And And if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, I appreciate you watching anyway. You can give me a thumbs down. That's okay. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff and more of the stuff I do, just subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all on the next one. Later.